in the face! Not so complex! Need it! Shoot me in the face! Was it? Thank you!
Well, that about sums up that game properly. Totally kidding. We'll actually talk about it, but that does sum up the game pretty well. Anyway, so this video originally was gonna be a first impressions, but kind of ended up beating the game and getting partway through some DLC, so yeah, this is no longer a first impression. So we're just gonna straight up talk about Borderlands 2. So it's Borderlands 2, I mean, it's technically the Handsome Collection, but all what it is it just has Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel. Pre-sequel, right? No, prequel.
The pre-sequel.
The pre-sequel, okay, I did say it right. But anyway, that's semantics, it's technically the Handsome Collection, but you know there are probably people like, oh, excuse me, that's the Handsome Collection? What do you mean, that's not Borderlands 2? Like, yes it is. Just because you bought the collection game doesn't mean suddenly the one game is titled different. But anyway, we're just gonna go and we're gonna talk about Borderlands 2. Honestly, if the first clip of, yes, that is an actual just mission, Shooty McFace, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
Remember? Shooty McFace. If that does not just describe Borderlands 2, I don't know what else does. Because, yeah, missions like that, you can do things like this. Or you can do things like that. Or you can even do what we decided to do, and if you just make the Goliaths angry, you can just basically have like a death ring match and just watch them all kill each other.
The recruit's making you look like idiots! Slaves, don't get right!
But anyway, to get to actually talking about the game, it's a really fun game. I mean, it's a shooter that is kind of like other shooters, I guess. You have, like, you know, 4 different weapons class. There's my favorite, which is the TDR, which in order to reload it, you take the gun and you just chuck it. So if you hit an enemy, you do some damage. It's great. Who doesn't want to just chuck guns and stuff? You get a lot of interesting characters. You got people, Ellie, who's on screen right now. You get Scooter, there's Moxie, there's Handsome Jack himself, who is honestly a great villain. And yes, this whole game has been in split screen because I was just playing this with my husband. So, sorry, I don't really have any footage of solo, but yeah, you get the idea. It doesn't change anything. Just being in the split screen versus regular, it doesn't make much difference. But honestly, I really too like the cel-shaded look of this game. I think it looks nice. I like it. It's a kind of different art style, maybe not seen quite as much, you know, in other games and whatnot, except maybe Telltale games, but I've always liked that cel-shaded look. You also have your different classes, so you have a Siren. If you get the extra and DLC stuff, you get the Necromancer, and you can actually play as a Psycho as well. I want to play as a Psycho because that'll be fun, although I do love being a Necromancer because you literally just summon a robot, and when you get Death Trap leveled up and everything, like in the skill tree, oh my goodness, he can be so OP, and it's the greatest thing ever. And there's things I love about like the different classes because, for instance, take Necromancer, I can't talk with Death Trap. There are things like if he gets a kill, it counts towards you getting the kill, because there are things like Second Wind, and I'll get that in a minute, but if you do that, it counts towards you. So there are also things called Badass Rank, which is something that you can use to, when you get enough, you can use a Badass token to level up, like, let's say, your melee damage, your gun damage, your weapon accuracy, all that fun stuff. And so going back to Second Wind, it is an interesting mechanic where if you die, you have a chance to come back before you end up having to go to a respawn thing, and either, you know, you died and you had to go to a respawn thing, or you have a partner save you. So if you Second Wind, if you downed an enemy in that, you'll just come back up automatically, and let me tell you, you die. Anyway, like I was saying, this game, so there's no difficulty setting, so it's not technically, like, you can't make it easy or hard, like there's no difficulty in that regard. Just the only difficulty is, you know, if, and I'll go more into detail in this later, but if you have more people or not. The classes, I think, are pretty interesting, and you can even, with the same class, have different builds. Like, so my husband was playing Zero, who is an assassin class, and you can easily make yourself a sniper build or a melee build, or even kind of a mix of both. It really just depends on your playstyle, what you want to do. So, honestly, it's a pretty diverse game in that regard, that even if you're playing the same character, like, you can still play them a different way. Like, let's say, you know, you have the one, and then you want to play it in a different way, so you go in a different way. And also, a cool thing is, with this game, if you make a new character, so a quote-unquote new profile, then all your badass rank and everything carries over. And how you get badass rank, it's really simple. You just have to do random things like kill 10 skags, or open so many treasure chests, or just do basic stuff like that, so it's really not terribly hard to get, which is, of course, always a good thing.
Along with all that, so as the story goes, it's a fairly basic story, and I may not have full context, because in full disclosure, I have not played Borderlands 1, the first game. I haven't played that. Borderlands 2 is the first Borderlands game I've beaten. But basic story goes is you got Vault Hunters who manage to find Handsome Jack and almost kill him, which he is a guy who's basically taken over Pandora. People don't like it, so you got this tiny community of people who are revolting. You get all the Vault Hunters from the first game, and, you know, they find like, hey, you're Vault Hunters who actually got to Handsome Jack, and you almost beat him, and you didn't die. So we want your help. And that's, without giving away too many spoilers, that's the basics of that story in the game. So you don't necessarily need to have played Borderlands, but I feel like it definitely helps a lot more, because there was some stuff I felt like maybe it would have had a little more impact, or I would have understood context better. Like, my husband explained a few things, but it may have been better if I played Borderlands. But the reason I started with Borderlands 2 is because apparently, and I believe it because I've tried a little bit of Borderlands 3 and pre-sequel, not that they're bad, but those ones are a little more hard to get into when you don't know the story up to it. So Borderlands 2, even though there's a little bit of confusion, it probably is the best one to start with. It's going to be the one that will get you the most interested, I would say. So, I would also like to state, as I was saying, with the fact that I played a little bit of DLC. So, there's a decent amount of DLC. I've only played one, but it's one I definitely want to mention. And it is basically a D&D campaign thing.
You get close to the entrance to Flame Rock Refuge, but suddenly... the handsome sorcerer's pet dragon appears! Surprise attack!
Oh, I want to smack it.
Kick him in the kick! You try to attack the dragon, but your attacks do nothing! The dragon attacks and... whoops! Critical hit!
Great. Are we done now?
Tina, you can't start your campaign with a boss fight players can't win.
Touche. Okay, everybody back up!
Good. I wanted to kill something.
Okay, how about a new boss? He's a skeleton. And his name is Mr. Bony Pants Guy?
And it's great. If you do buy the Handsome Collection or get the DLC, do not start that DLC until you have beat the main game, because there will be spoilers in that DLC. So, because sometimes you can do DLC, you know, in any order, but for this DLC, the D&D campaign one, do not play it until you have beaten the game. Just trust me, you're gonna get spoilers. But anyway, I'm gonna give this game I'd honestly say a 9 out of 10. It was very enjoyable, and there's not as many games nowadays even where you can do multiplayer in the same house. Most of it is, you know, you have to have, it's like across internet, like, you know, if you want to play Call of Duty with somebody, you're playing it over the internet or anything like that. So nowadays it is a lot harder to find multiplayer games that are, I can't think of the word, but just in-home, where you're both there. Split screen, thank you. What basically this whole video was. But yeah, so I highly recommend it. You don't have to play in split screen, obviously, and you can even have up to 4 people. So you can have 2 of you, and then let's say you got someone with another PlayStation, you have the 2 of you playing on split screen, and then they jump in online. If you do play in multiplayer, there are more enemies. I believe they're a little more difficult, but you can also get better loot. But again, you can play it single player or multiplayer. It doesn't like make the story any different or anything, so you're not missing out if you don't play one way or the other. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. If you like it, go ahead and leave a like. As you can see, I'm trying to do something a little better with these videos, so definitely let me know in the comments below what you think. Let me know maybe who your favorite character was in Borderlands, or just which one is your favorite Borderlands game. I don't know. If you want to go ahead and follow my social links down below, I have my Twitch down below where I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I stream Apex. Saturdays, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For now, we're doing the Resident Evil 2 remake until we finish that, which at the rate I'm going, it's gonna take a while. But if you do miss a Resident Evil stream, I'm uploading those Sunday after the stream is done, just so they're here and archived. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you want to see the gameplay videos that come out Monday, Wednesday, we're doing Persona 5 right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all next time. Bye!